Hello amazing mamas and welcome to the Birthmark Sisterhood. My name is Naomi and today I have a game changer. Okay, and the cool thing is this game changer is not only for women that have had their C-section recently, but also for women who have had their C-section years, even if it is 10, 20, 30 years down the track. I know, seriously, it's amazing, it's phenomenal. It is an actual game changer. When I had my C-section 5 years ago, after about a month or so, I think I injured my back quite badly. Had to go to specialist physio, which was like the best thing that could have happened to me, to be honest. And she told me, every mama that you talk to that has a C-section, make sure you tell them this. And I'm like, all right, listening, ears are open. That we need to massage our scar. And I was like, okay, not sure about that. I don't know about you, but for some of us, it may feel like quite a vulnerable area and we don't really want to touch it. For some of you, maybe you've never touched it or even looked at it. I remember when I was still in hospital, so it was very early on, I was in happy denial. I was like, pain meds, thank you very much. No, I'm good and things will be fine. And my midwife took a photo of my scar and put it in front of my face and I was like, she's like, yes, you need to know that you've had major abdominal surgery and you can't just jump back into normal life. And I was like, oh wow, okay. Anyway, back to the point. Massaging our scar. All right, some of you may feel that it is quite uncomfortable and painful when you touch it. For others of you, you might just not even be willing to touch it. For others of you, maybe it's quite numb and you're like, oh, it feels weird because it doesn't feel connected. Wherever you are at, this is able to make an improvement for you. What happens when we've had surgery, they've cut through so many layers of tissue that what's happened is our brain and our muscles are kind of like, I'm not quite sure how to connect. There's a disconnect in that process, which is understandable, right? But what we want to do is bring the healing process back so that communication between our brain and our abdominal muscles actually start to increase and fire again. And so part of that is that the power of touch. The touch, brain and muscles. When you touch your hand, your brain knows straight away that's your hand, right? Same with your scar. So that area of your body. So what you want to do is when you're in the shower potentially, or if you'd rather do it with some moisturizer, that's fine too, or some oil. But you want to massage along the scar. So go from one end to the other. You could do it in circles if you want to. You could do it back and forth. In different directions. That's the key. You're trying to get that fascia underneath starting to move a bit easier. Now it might feel quite gristly, it might feel quite knotty, sometimes it can feel quite tender and painful, but in time to come it will improve, it will get less, there'll be less pain, there'll be less discomfort, and the cool thing is every time you do it you're increasing the muscular connection from from your brain to your abdominal muscles. So the cool thing is that means number one, your core can start to learn to engage more effectively and more quickly than what it otherwise would. And so whether that is to be able to get your strength and fitness back, whether that's just to protect your back so that you're not having as many back issues because your core can now function again more effectively, then that's great. Whether it's just because the other part being that not only will it physically be healing something, but also emotionally connecting us back to our body. I don't know about you, but sometimes we can make a disconnect emotionally from it because whether there was trauma there, whether it's just a place we don't like to look at, whatever it may be, I want to encourage you by bringing touch and touching our scar and learning to love our scar again is a huge part of the process of healing our bodies and bringing back to full strength. So I encourage you. I want you to comment below, how do you feel currently about your scar? Whether you love it, whether you hate it, whether you think it is ugly, whether you think it is beautiful, whether you celebrate it or whether you want to hide it, I want you to comment below because this is a sisterhood. This is a group of women who are going to champion each other in our journeys, and it's okay. However you feel about your scar right now, it is okay. The cool thing is that you can move forward in the healing process. So I encourage you, comment below and let me know where you're at with your scar healing process. So again, remember, whether you are months after having your C-section, years, or even decades, this is something that each of us can do. 30 seconds a day when you're in the shower, or with oil if you'd rather do it then. And let's start to love our scars for the birth point where our little ones came into this world, but also loving our bodies, because we are phenomenal women, and I want you to know that. Awesome. Have a great day.